Gotta love it. Gotta
I've never
love
seen it light up though. Is it lit? Is it lit?
No, I need to get one that's
No.
got hooked in with a battery or something. One of these days. It gives us something to shoot
Yeah,
for.
maybe for Christmas.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe for Christmas.
Or
How's everybody
Hanukkah?
doing?
But I want to. Good to see everybody. Now, by the way, folks, I am experimenting with the scroll on the side. I listened to probably there's three people that are always giving me good input. I mean, obviously Matt Marinovich and Jimmy Firpo are almost always here. Okay, but somebody that will tell me about stuff on my shows is my good friend Ed Winchell, and he says, and far be it for me to say that everything is perfect because I know it's not. He goes that you can't really see the comments on the right, so I made it as big as possible, and then if you go wide, then it goes like this. And I don't think I like the wide because then it takes up too much space. But I'll go tall, and hopefully, Ed, you can see it a little bit better. So, because that's the largest it gets, there's nothing else I can do about that. But I do take input, and I appreciate concern from stuff from people that tells me to make the show better, and that's why I moved myself over to the right hand portion of the screen because I wouldn't want you guys to have the crap on your faces. You can see enough of mine. I want to make sure that they can see your face and the comments as big as possible over here. So I'll take the hit on that. So having said that, and you guys know that I have been tired recently, and I'm getting ready to go again. I got to pack my shit up after the show, and I will be on the road again. And
I just want to laugh
we'll see
about
how
this.
it goes. What's that?
Boo hoo! I've got to
Go
go to the
ahead.
Raider games. Boo hoo! I love those. Those are gringo problems that say.
No, I'm not poo-pooing it, but
Oh,
people,
I
and
know you're
they
not.
have been telling me, they have been telling me you better take care of your fucking health, and I'm trying to take care of my health, and I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna prove it by showing you this. This is my first sugar drink in 2 days because I've had like the water with the squeezy, the Mio things or the for that.
Which I
This is my
witnessed.
first
Which I
sugar drink,
witnessed.
and I'm as a so this is my first one, so I'll do it as a treat. So for the show, and maybe not every show, but for the show, I will do this. I went to my nutritionist yesterday, and she told me that I need to eat like my vegetables first, and then my proteins, and then my starches in that order. And that's a way to code it where it's best for things going. She goes, if you do that and you cut down, obviously on your starches, and if you do a lot more proteins and whatnot, then it also, if you get rid of the sugars that you're drinking, then maybe I might be able to lose some weight in the next couple months. Now, granted, not a drastic weight loss, but enough that if I see some improvement, then I'm gonna do that because my cardiologist tells me that I need to lose weight not only for the heart, but because of my knees. He goes, you need to lose more weight. So he is prescribing, not that he's prescribing, but he told my primary care physician that he wants or he wants her to give me what is it? It's Manjaro or there's another one that's a bigger dose of the inhibitor crap. So not crap, but good stuff because I'm on Trulicity. So he's trying to get me to go up to the high range one. So we'll see what happens. But we'll see. Greg Lear has a good question. I'm gonna put that in. And thank you for everybody being here, Jack and Bob Standard and Rosetown. Good. It's Jacoby Myers is trustworthy. I know that if you listen to me and Peggy talk, actually, if you listen to mostly Peggy talk, Jacoby Myers is checked out since game one. He's checked out, and I firmly believe that if there is a trade partner that will give up a 4, he'll be gone. And the reason why I say that is we're only going to get a 3 at the end of the season, but if we get a 4 for him now, and to get him out of the locker room to get rid of the negative impact of him, mentally on the other players, I think we take a 4 for that. Gentlemen, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Jack, I say so. I wasn't real high on the fact of trading him because I really didn't know what else we had in the tank. But if you can get a 4th for him, absolutely. You're going to build toward next year. And with the young receivers that we've got in the stable already, I don't think it hurts. You want to go ahead and try to move him while you can. Now, if he's on the field, I think he would produce. I don't think he would be totally checked out. And if we have some success on the field, I think if Bowers returns, I think that opens up everything for everybody. So that will be a real big piece coming in. So we'll just see how that impacts the whole team.
Yeah. Do they showcase him in this game? Do they? What Peggy said is I'm going to go ahead and second her motion because the Raiders do a lot of inside.
Why do they need to showcase him? Everybody knows what he can do. If they actually showcase Jacoby Myers, you're showing somebody.
Is that you breaking up or is that me?
No, that's Jack.
I'm going to get rid of some of these windows.
Okay. Well, let me jump in with what Peggy said, or I didn't hear it, but I'm going to go ahead.
I got to get rid of some of these windows.
All right, I'll filibust. I feel that. So the Raiders.
Go ahead.
The Raiders like to do that inside zone run, and neither Jack Beck or Jacoby Myers do that well. I've seen it done well in 2 games. And one was the Chicago Bear game when we got Ashton loose. But when my film study with the Bad Bobber podcast, I have seen like I'm going to go backwards back in the 30 plays that we got to run against Kansas City. Jack Besh missed an inside zone block where he got his head the wrong way. I mean, instead of getting across the player with his head in front of the hole instead, and the player to the quarterback, he missed it. Jacoby Myers sometimes doesn't even look like he wants to block. And then I've noticed that they put Mike Myers to do that, in which he does a lot better. Jack Besh in my opinion, needs to be on the field more because he's a vibrant, tough guy. And I don't believe that he's going to be one of those guys that's going to want to continue missing blocks. This guy is a hard-ass football player, excuse my French. And Jacoby Myers has checked out on blocking, even downfield blocking. If you're going to get a 4th from him, let it be. I mean, because I heard you're only going to get a 4th on a compensatory pick for him anyway. If it's a 3rd, that would be a bonus. As far as and I have to start looking into this if that's going to be more of a relief for the Raiders' cap problems. But I believe that But Jacoby Myers, are they going to showcase him in this game, or is it going to be the Tyler Lockett game? Really, we don't know. It's a mixed bag coming in this weekend. What's going to happen? I mean, Tyler Lockett. They said that the plays are always different. I mean, the plays are the same, but they're quantified the same differently, just in the verbiage of it. But it's time for him to go because he could. It's another question that our beat writers who don't ask the good questions, have kind of asked. I think that everybody is tired of hearing about where Jacoby Myers gone. So I believe that Monday he'll be gone. It would be more fun to put a poll up there to see where he'll go. I mean, where will he go? I don't have a clue. I've tried to figure it out. I thought Pittsburgh for a while, but I don't have a clue. But I do believe that Jacoby Myers in the in the locker room is starting to become a problem. It's being talked about way too much. So um, I believe I would get Jack Besh in there, but again, I'm going to throw it to you, Faster. What are they going to do with Lockett? Is he going to be play inside? Is he going to take either Jack Besh spot, Jacoby Meyer spot, or Deontay Thornton spot? What is he going to do? I mean, he really doesn't have the speed to take Thornton's spot because now you're taking away the top, even though you do still have Trey Tucker. You're not taking Trey Tucker out of there. You know, he's got the most separation, one of the most separations in the NFL, where Tyler Lockett has one of the worst separations in the NFL so far this year, be it that he was playing for Tennessee. So I'll close with this. I don't know what the Raiders are going to do with their run game, but it starts there. If we're going to try to get Geno off the hook, and everybody's happy that Bowers is coming back, but I want to know, where does Tyler Lockett fit in as what number receiver he's going to play? Are I mean, and we're going to show it on the Bad Barber podcast tomorrow night. We're going to show some plays in Seattle where he was isolated, split out what Thornton does, and it does a lot of back shoulder throws because he's really not going to break you loose over the top. That's a hard throw for any quarterback to make. That's a back shoulder throw if he's on that side. So Fester, I know you always got great shit. I was wondering, where does Lockett line up, and do we do trips with him? What do we do?
What I think is this, and I could be way off base here, but I think that Tyler Lockett is only going to get a handful of plays here during this week. I don't think you're going to see him and Jack Besh on the field at the same time. So I don't think that he's going to take Jack Besh's place, but I think he'll be an occasional fill-in. I just see a handful of plays during this first game back. He's got to get some rhythm down with Geno. I think this is more of a bring in to kind of bolster Geno's confidence and to have him there as kind of a go-to guy across the middle in key situations. I say maybe, and again, I'm just highballing it here. I say maybe Lockett is going to be on the field for maybe 7 or 8 plays.
Okay.
I could be totally off, but I think you maybe see him on the field there just as a fill-in. Now, here's what I hope. And I've been hoping this since the very beginning, that they start running more 3 tight end sets. That they bring Ian Thomas in and have Mayer and a healthy Brock Bowers on there. If they can run some 3 tight end sets, that's going to give you more blocking capability, some double downs on either the tackle sides or able to pick up maybe a stunting linebacker or two. Ian Thomas is really good at being able to rub and then be like a little short valve, which I don't think that they've utilized too much. And Mayer is good at the same thing. So if they can start utilizing this passing game, if you remember in the New England game way back in week 1, the very first play was to Bowers, and it opened up the run game a little bit. Now, not a great deal, but Shanty was able to kind of get off the block a little bit and get some runs. I think that this offense, with those 3 tight ends, they could do this. We could institute the short passing game early, get Bowers his touches on the ball, and that's going to open up the run game a little bit. Now, what the Raiders are going to have to do is I think they're going to have to West Coast it and really rely on a short passing game so that they can hang on to the ball and then help open up that running game a little bit, because in the past they haven't done it. How many times have we seen the Raiders that they may get 6 or 7 yards on a first down, and then second down 1 yard, and then third down nothing, or maybe lose 2 yards? So we're going to have to get some momentum with some short passing game before we can get that run game going. So that's what I think. Again, long story short, I think Tyler Lockett's got 7 or 8 plays. I hope to see a 3 tight end set, get Brock Bowers the ball early, and have that short passing game open up the run game a little bit.
I agree. I agree. But and that's where I'm still mystified about how many plays he's going to play. But you know what, Fester, I feel like that's probably going to be it. Will Uncle Fester, will he come in more as a first down receiver or a third down receiver? And because you already had if you're going to run that three tight end set, which I love, and I love Ian Thomas, I do, I like him, and you know what? They don't utilize him, as a block and get into the flat area guy at all. And you don't really want to do that with Brock Bowers. You want to get him on the run across the middle, get a linebacker off there, because like you said, then Ashton Genty's going to have a little bit more space in the middle, because he's got to be a little bit more, middle linebacker, the Mike linebacker's going to have to be a little bit more aware of where he's coming through the zone. Now with Jacksonville leads the league in takeaways. I think they're averaging a +2 a game, but a lot of those came early in the year. So what happens when you're playing against Jacksonville is they do the thing that we want to do, where they'll blitz the weak side and then they'll go ahead and drop their linemen in coverage, hoping that they catch you trying to do a misdirection throw. And that's where if you watch the Chiefs game, that's where they got that 98-yard touchdown on. I forget the middle linebacker's name, who's gotten those interceptions, but it's going to be, if they notice that blitz is coming that way, they may want to feed that way. I've watched the film on Jacksonville all day long, and I saw that they do like to do that weak side backer, and it's working for them right now. But what we haven't done is throw over the top, or throw over to the side on a bubble screen to Genty. I mean, the first play of the Chicago game, we throw a wheel route to him. Let's keep throwing that wheel route. I mean, if you remember Arthur Whittington, Kenny King, that was, the Raiders made, and Charlie Garner for that much, they made a lot of plays getting the running back isolated on a linebacker. That's a mismatch.
Well, the thing is, that's a totally different offensive line than what we have. When you have the offensive line that Jim Plunkett had, again, it's a totally different thing. Gino's going to have to get rid of the ball quickly, but he's going to have to not telegraph his passes like he has in a lot of the situations he's done. Lockett, I think, and I saw Jack holding up his three fingers, and I really agree that Lockett's going to come in on third down situations. He's going to come in as a slot. And now, it doesn't necessarily mean that Gino's going to go to him, but that means that the defense is going to have to game plan for Gino possibly going to him. Now that's going to open up some other things. So again, I think when they bring Gino in, the instant thought for the defense is, oh, okay, he's going to go to his guy. So we have to keep an extra eye on him. That's gonna open some other things up. Hopefully, Chip Kelly is recognizing that. So if he brings Lockett in on third down situations, it's more as a decoy than as the go-to. Now, again, it's a matter of whether Gino treats it like that or not. He might lock it all the way, and we might end up with a pick or two. So that's really going to be on him.
Yeah. And the reason I'm saying more to the backs is because that's a quick throw. I'm watching Tua do it all day long today, and it's the same thing. You know what? Boom, boom, throw, boom, boom, throw, boom, boom, throw. Daniel Jones, he's going to be making $50 million next year because he's getting the ball out fast. Tua gets the ball out fast. If you watch those 17 play drives, that's what Mahomes was doing, getting the ball out quick to his fast guys, Worthy and Rice, and letting them run with the ball. That we have Tucker, we have Genty. Those two guys are super fast. And then, man, if you get Bowers over the middle, they got to be quick passes. And it seems like we're always running our receivers deep, and there's no backup for Gino. There's no safeguard for Gino. Just watched Lamar Jackson hit Isaiah Likely, and he's just floating there in the flat. Boom, you get him the ball. And a guy like Isaiah Likely, who's a lot like Brock Bowers, can get that ball and move it upfield. And that's the kind of stuff that they have to start doing instead of trying to go long. I think that our death was we threw the ball to Thornton, threw the ball to Tucker on that first game, and we were falling in love with those 20-plus plays.
Plays are taking too long to develop. I think we can all agree with that.
with
And
our
the
line.
longer the longer it takes with Gino back there, he's going to start making those bad decisions. So Chip Kelly needs to sit down with him and say, look, the plays need to be orchestrated. We need to do a one read or two read and get the ball out quickly, wherever it's going to be. And have Gino not make poor decisions. If he's going to throw it to the outside, throw it to the outer shoulder where only the receiver can get it. Don't try to do these cute in between routes where you've got somebody sitting back there like you have with Chicago, and you have a guy just waiting back there. And center fielder just waiting for him to throw that pass so he can pick it off, not
Yep.
once, but twice. The
Yep.
identical throw. Gino is tempted to go through the middle to that area where he thinks nobody else is, and people are waiting for that. So he needs to go more toward the back shoulder, more to the outside, or if he has somebody coming across, at least lead the receiver away from the defender, not toward the defender.
Great point. I agree with that. And it.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I didn't do that. You saw my hand.
No.
You saw my
That is,
hands
yeah.
were here. My hands were here, so I did not bounce Johnny. Okay.
Can't hear you,
Johnny. We can't hear you.
So Johnny, we can see you, but we can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you still.
Nope.
So we can see you, but you are
not hear you.
You are silent. Uh-oh.
You know why?
Chat and then we can.
Yeah, because you're using Apple. You're using Apple. Apple sucks. I'm sorry.
We'll
Johnny,
get him back here.
Bounce out and then come back in. Okay,
yeah, we've done
bounce out and come back in. Okay,
I've had to do that before too. So that's just the nature of the beast. Well, while Johnny's coming back in, definitely want to say rest in peace, Carol Davis, and rest in peace, George Atkinson, the hitman. Lost two big ones this week, and for those of us who have been with the Raiders for a long time, of course, Carol was Al's right hand for all those years. She was probably the only thing that would tear Al away from football, and that wasn't very often. And of course, the hitman is legendary for those of us who can remember back in that '76 season when Pittsburgh Steeler head coach Chuck Noll actually filed a criminal lawsuit against the Raiders, particularly the defense and George Atkinson for what he determined as being criminal activity on the field.
Criminal element. Yeah.
Criminal element.
Mm-hmm.
Criminal element.
Criminal elements. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
I had a phone call from the Raiders. They were telling me to pipe down out here.
Okay. Gotcha.
No. So anyway, I did hear that, and yeah, that was the. I mean, if you watch George Atkinson, that dude was straight up dirty, and I loved it. That was dirty when you could be dirty. I mean, he busted Russ Francis's nose in the AFC Championship game, and then after he busted his nose, he was going out for another pass, and they didn't call him. It was like straight up, bam, right above the back of his helmet. I mean, they got away with it, and Mel Blount got away with taking Cliff Branch and throwing him on top of his helmet.
Well, he did. He clotheslined Fred Biletnikoff too. I mean, there are countless times the Steelers were just as dirty, if not dirtier, than the Raiders, and it's amazing. But they asked George Atkinson one time in an interview. When he went after Lynn Swann that one time and clubbed him, and they asked him. They said, "Why did you do that?" He said, "Because he's a punk."
You say soft.
He's soft. He's a punk.
Soft. That's funny.
Huh. Yeah. But rest in peace to the hitman, and a lot of good memories. And the Soul Patrol, the original Soul Patrol, is now finally reunited, all four.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you know what? It's I
was saying, technically, is Nehemiah Wilson still alive?
Yes, he was. But you know what? He really was never like the official. He was an unofficial, because actually Nehemiah Wilson was an original Soul Patrol guy. because he can't. I think who would have taken Nehemiah Wilson's spot, even though he didn't play the same position, was Charles Phillips, whose nickname was Face.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And Phillips will
I
play more of that
bring
linebacker hybrid
something to the
position.
conversation. All
Yo,
you
you're a
people that
bad.
don't know shit. I
You have a
remember from
you have a lot. You have a lot to bring to the table. It's just that beauty of
but
yours.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but
except
Nehemiah
for the
Wilson
asshole
was
who was called
really
Santa Claus last night. So he was bounced because he was a dick. But
Ugh.
I digress. But
you're gonna get
go
those.
ahead. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
was just gonna say Nehemiah Wilson was more
I'm
of
like
a
a
returner.
short lead. Yeah, but he was the nickelback. Him and Charlie Phillips were the nickelbacks, if I'm not mistaken.
But
So
Nehemiah Wilson was a
yeah,
great Raider, and I had Bob Zeman lived 2 doors down from me in his waning years. In fact, I got to go to his funeral, and that's a picture where you see that you took the Phil Villapiano. I met that, but he talked about the Soul Patrol all the time. He said their dedication to their craft was unbelievable. Hardest working DBs he had ever coached. So that's a real testament. Bob Zeman was a gentleman, and his wife's still alive, bless her heart. But that I mean, the Raiders were really, really good at developing guys who were all the way to Lester Hayes. I mean, if you remember that, all the way to Lester Hayes, they did a great job of getting guys in the backfield that were quality guys. I remember even in the waning years. Remember when after we got Mike Haynes, remember when we got Monty Jackson? Remember from the Rams, we actually
yeah.
spent a number one for Monty Jackson, who was another guy
Old
who was
number
a badass.
42.
Number 42, yeah.
Old number 42. I remember him well.
And Davis has always had a great eye for DBs. Totally had a great eye for DBs. And I didn't know that that John Madden was actually the defensive backs coach. Remember, Cap? That was something that was said. He was not only did he
Yeah,
do the head
trivia
coach, he
question.
was actually DB's coach too. Yeah,
Yeah. Because and to be honest, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I
did
had to
not
read.
know that.
Somebody told me that, and I didn't believe it. But hey, so if you're Geno Smith and you're coming to the line, and I hope he goes under center, and that's a good conversation for another day. Does he stay away from Travis Hunter?
I don't know. It depends on who's lined up with him.
That's what I'm
Who's
saying.
the other DB? Who's the other
Oh.
defensive back on Jacksonville?
I
Anybody
can't
of note?
recall right off.
No, I don't
I
know.
don't think
I don't
so.
know.
I don't think
I
so.
don't know, but he is the higher rater. And although they're starting to give him more offensive plays right now than they are defensive plays too, they're trying to include him in the offense more. So that's going to be fun for the Raiders to watch. But getting back to the offense, this is the game for Chip Kelly to get that running game going. And I mean, I'm with you. I would love the 3 tight end set, because even when Bowers even when you do run the 3 tight end set, Bowers can line up as a fullback, and then he gets split off to the left and come in and play slot receiver. So it's going to be interesting to have him back. I don't know what we're going to get. I really don't know what we're going to get this week from our offense. It's going to be interesting to see.
All I know is I would like to see at least some points. Johnny, you were there with me. Now
I was.
coming on 2 weeks ago. How horrible it was to not even score an effing point and looking so disinterested. It was like I have no clue why, but they looked disinterested in the game. And I remember listening to Navman last night, because Navman was on with Jack Kenna, and he said, I want to see this team play with heart for Carroll and for George Atkinson to go out and win. Okay. He obviously, we all want to see him win, but but to play a game where you actually play with the honor of playing for the Shield. And this team a lot of times hasn't done that. And I'd like to see that occur this Sunday for sure.
Well, I think they've really pissed the bed. And again, Fester can see a little bit more than that. I haven't rewatched that Kansas City game. A lot of the guys saying that they wanted to watch. I shut that one out. I was there, but it seems like when the Raiders are on the road, other than the Patriots game, they just they've tanked. They don't look like they're playing hard at all. There's a play where it was in the fourth quarter, or I think it was the early fourth quarter, where the Raiders ran too many men on the field. And if you watch that play, nobody knew what the hell they were doing. Devin White didn't even look like he wanted to tackle Rashid Rice on that play. It was like I played that over and over and over and over last Tuesday. Like, what the hell's going on? I'll tell you what I do want, and I'm sorry, and I don't do this. I don't like to do this, but the Patrick Graham experiment is over in the Mad Bomber podcast. I don't want to see. I mean, there's a bunch of plays that I've seen this year where they start out with a too high and then they come in and the too high is like really miserable, and then they go into a cover 3 immediately, and it just there's Stokes looks okay, Darian Porter looks really really good, but it's just like the inside of the cover 3, the linebackers. And Jeremy Chin is not looking very good on pass at all. He looks a lot better on the run than he is on the pass. He's way too far off. When it's an obvious pass play, he gives up way too much. I would love to see the Raiders take Darian Porter, Eric Stokes, and start playing man coverage. Because we're getting our asses kicked with these 5 and 7 yard C Daniel Jones game passes. And now everybody's trying to do that. I don't know why Tennessee was trying to go downfield the whole time. It's like, and we blitzed the hell out of them because of their offensive line. I don't know. But I just think these quick passes are like paper cuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the main difference is the difference in mindset. Now, Jack and I were both at the Washington game, week 3, and week 3 was kind of a turning point for me because I had some some optimism for that game. But what I have noticed pretty consistently since week 3 is that the Raiders look like they're playing for next year. They don't
And
seem to be having an urgency to get it done now. I know that Pete Carroll said going in that they wanted to win now and they wanted to do that. But I don't think everybody's on board with that. I think people now are kind of looking over their shoulders and asking themselves the questions. Okay, well, if it's a rebuild, who's going to be with us next year? Who's going to be on the roster next year? And I think they're walking on eggshells and they're juggling things too much. Now, having said that, they've had a week off. They're coming back to Allegiant Stadium, so they're going to be at home. This is a prime opportunity. In fact, this is probably the best opportunity that they will have had all year for a definitive home crowd. Jacksonville doesn't travel very well, so again, this could be the prime opportunity for them to have a really true home field advantage. If they can take advantage of that and win, here's how it sets up. And again, maybe this is just me talking, or maybe wishful thinking. Okay, if you get a win and you score a double digit win, which is again something we haven't had, if you're able to do that against Jacksonville, maybe that gives you enough momentum so that when you travel on the road to Denver, who knows what could happen? That's a division game.
Vision game.
You might catch Denver in a off week. You get a couple of turnovers. You could potentially win 2 games in a row. Well, after you do that, you come back to Allegiant Stadium for 2 games in a row against the Cowboys and the Browns, both winnable. So I'm not saying that the Raiders are going to win 4 in a row. I'm not even saying that they can win 4 in a row, but what I'm saying is that they could. But it all hinges on this game. You got to win this game against Jacksonville. You've got to get the home crowd going, and you've got to win it by double digits. If you can do that, you can set up nicely for the next 3 games after that. And again, let's say you win 4 games in a row. Well, now all of a sudden you're sitting at 5-4, or 5-5. So 6-5. That's right, because they're 2-5 right now. So if you win 4 in a row, you're at 6-5. You actually have a winning record, and that puts you right where many people thought they would be anyway at the beginning of the year. But it's an uphill climb. You got to do it just one game at a time. But the Jacksonville game, I think this is going to be the turning point. If they don't do it this week, they might not win another game.
Well,
Yeah.
Marinovich just said a
That was-
perfect about Kelly and Palomau. And Palomau, did I say that right?
Palomau, yes.
I got
Palomau.
pull them out. Yep, you got it. Pull them out.
Marinovich, perfect. You can ask your the cap. Is it this? Yeah, it's on this way. Here, let me point the cigar this way. He knows what I think of Palomau. And if Lonnie Johnson's going to come back, I hope.
Can I tell him? Can
Yes.
I tell him?
I can tell. Can I?
Yeah.
Can I do it?
You, without mentioning the other gentleman, without mentioning the other gentleman that he reminds you of, okay? You think that Polomau is always late to the party and is not an effective safety. I cleaned it up for you. But
I know, and I would never say. And thank you for holding me back. I would never say anything bad about an ex-Raider, but I'll tell you what. I was watching film on Eric Turner the other day, and I remember saying, you know what? I haven't remember a safety since Woodson that was so good. But oh my God, I was watching Eric Turner. Wow, what a great player he was. And Palomau, and Jack knows this. I've been saying it since week one. Late to the party. Horrible angles, late to the party. And again, I don't know if it's Palomau's in a bad system because I don't like Patrick Graham at all. The Patrick Graham system, the Patrick Graham experience for me is over. And if the truth of the matter is that they were trying to get Saleh and pay him Chip Kelly money, and then he was promised the game, the king of the castle when Carroll's gone, which is alleged, and I don't, and nobody that I've talked to says I've never heard that, and I have a couple people that I'm decently are involved with the Raiders said, nah, they never heard that. So, but I am done with Patrick Graham. I'm saying it here to this in week whatever it is that. And I wasn't a Gus Bradley guy either. I thought that. I don't think he was the guy. He was a bend but don't break defense kind of guy. But I don't know what Patrick Graham is. I just don't know. I've seen man coverage on one side and cover two on another side. I don't understand what he's doing. And I was led to believe by this regime that we were going to play a simpler cover three so that everybody could just play and not think. And that's not the case. And I don't care for number 20 right now. And I would like to see Lonnie Johnson come in. And he hasn't, Lonnie Johnson's had kind of a checkerboard career. I mean, if you remember when he played for the Texans, Travis Kelce took him to town. He took him to it. And that's the guy that's the guy who's beat us forever and ever and ever and ever. And so if we're bringing Lonnie Johnson in, I don't know if it's going to be much better.
Yeah. Patrick Graham is not
can be better because
Carroll's guy.
Right. Well, one thing.
What's that, Cat?
Lonnie Johnson doesn't have to play Travis Kelce until the end of the season. So,
yeah.
Having said that, we don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about Travis Kelce until the week 18.
Yeah.
So there's that. I'm sorry there, Fester. What were you saying about Patrick Graham? And again, Patrick Graham's gone at the end of the year, folks. So don't worry.
His contract's up. His contract's up,
and he's not Pete Carroll's guy. So I think we can see somebody else coming in. But Johnny, are you telling me that Paul Mall has Jonathan Abrams syndrome? Is that what you're saying?
No, because Jonathan Abrams can hit.
No. Yeah, it was somebody else mentioned, but I'm not going there. But yeah, it was
somebody else.
Jonathan,
trust me, I will not say anything. I
Okay.
won't
Please don't.
because Jack will he won't pay for Q39 the next time we go, so I won't I won't say anything. But Palomao, in my opinion, takes really really bad. I mean, he when he makes interceptions when the ball's overthrown or the ball's behind him, and that's how you get your 2 to 4 wins a game. It's because somebody else has to play against you. So we'll see what the defense looks like this week. Landon Roberts is done. I mean, and again, these guys get older, and it sucks because I'm watching Teddy Buchanan play, and I'm a Cal guy, and I was hoping the Raiders were going to get Teddy Buchanan, and here he is playing on the Ravens as a 4th-round draft choice, actually as the defensive player of the month, okay, rookie of the month, and again, a lot of stuff for me to shuffle. I got a long laundry list of who I'm watching in the off season this year. Spytek's one of them. I mean, Kappa, signed Kappa. I mean, we signed. I mean, we're going to be $119 million. $119 million under the cap next year, and we only have was it that one? $131 million, and I want to see Spytek buy good guys. I don't want to see Alex Kappa's coming, the worst rated offensive lineman, and you give him a $6 million contract.
He was the first free agent right out of the gate too.
Yes, it was. That was our signing, our unique signing. I mean, when I got that, I mean, and the people in the Bengals fans, when I was trolling through them, they were like, "What the hell are the Raiders thinking?" And how about that? He couldn't even catch a touchdown against the wow, Chip.
Yeah.
That was imagination. Yeah. Hey, was he trying to do his worst impression of Ben Johnson?
Well, nobody saw it coming.
No, neither did Alex
nobody
Kappa.
Had that. Nobody had that on the bingo card, including Alex Kappa.
He's like, "Oh shit! I guess I got to catch this ball." And then the throw was horrible. Anyway, that's the end zone that I stand and watch in, and it was just like, lucka. But back to Geno real quick. Do you guys remember this player named Jake Plummer?
Oh yeah,
And
Jake from Arizona State.
Jake the Snake. And what was his signature play? The Shanahan tree play is the reverse bootleg, flood the zone, and I mean get off that A gap spot and do a reverse bootleg and find a tight end or a wide receiver or maybe a Ashton Genty on the outside. And they did it. Remember on that 4th down, the play that Geno threw to Mike Myers? Mike Myers. I've just destroyed the Raiders.
Hey, it's Halloween tomorrow, so there you go.
So yeah, I'm in the zone. But I mean, holy guacamole, Batman. I mean, those are the kind of things. Geno, I think, would be a much better passer, a little bit more on the run, because I mean, when he does when he gets out of the pocket, he looks like he can be dangerous. Again, we're just seeing Geno for the first time play after play after play after play as a Raider fans. And it just seemed like he was comfortable with that throw to Mayer. I mean, it was a great play on 4th down.
Yeah. Only when he runs to his right, though.
Totally.
When he rolls to his left, bad things happen.
Well, and Plummer was that way. He would do that reverse bootleg to the right and run that play. And I'm just like, I used to want them to do that with Carr. The same thing with Carr. The problem I saw with Carr was he would run to the sideline like he was getting chased with fire on his buns. He never used the field to kind of open people up. He was running like a bat out of hell, and
see the difference with Jake Plummer is this though. Jake Plummer had good eyes. He could see receivers. He just couldn't hit them.
Yeah, that's why he threw short. That's why he was perfect for Shanahan, because they like to throw that West Coast offense. So
he had good eyes. He just couldn't hit the receivers. Now, Geno, I think is a little opposite. Geno can hit the receivers. He just can't see. He can't look them off and can't find his 2 and his 3. He just locks on somebody, and then the defense knows.
So
Now,
so
having said that, wait a second. Having said that, is this maybe a situation where we bring out the the glasses of you know how in Major League they said dude needed to have a set of glasses and then he could start zoning in on the strike zone. Is this a matter of Gino needs to have his fucking eyes checked? I mean, I'm saying it facetiously, but realistically as well. Because if he can't see shit, then that's an issue. And he is older. He is like what, 30, 37?
He's 34. 34.
yeah, he just turned 34.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
well, he's
but
playing like he's 38, 39.
I don't think it, Jack. I don't think that he can't see the field. I think it's just the vision. He doesn't see the whole field. He doesn't see the cuts and anticipate the cuts of the receivers, knowing who's going to cut when. And okay, I know I got Bowers coming across here in the middle. He just locks in on a receiver, and once he does, it's ball game. He's either going to hit the receiver, throw an interception, or it's going to be horribly overthrown.
that's a great point by Falicon 3230, whatever. I destroy names. I ruin the English language on a daily basis. So sorry,
That's
but that's a great point. That's a great point. Zach Charbonneau and Kenny Walker were a big reason because they ran the ball very, very well. And that helped. That helps it. Gino needs to get used to the bright lights of Vegas.
Get him a visor.
That's what
Get
I
him a
said.
visor.
Remember I said that I think about a month ago. I'm like, yeah, hide his eyes or cock his helmet so it's actually looking the wrong way.
Yeah. But no, really, I think that
I mean,
if he can get Bowers into the game early, that's going to open up the game for Genty. And I think then really the game can run through. It can run through Bowers, Genty, and then probably Tucker and Mayer.
That would be awesome. And you know what? What does our panel think of our tight ends blocking skills?
before we say that, I want to go off of what you were saying there, Fester, about getting Bowers involved. Bowers gets Genty involved. Genty gets the other receivers involved. It overlooks the Band-Aid that needs to be taken on the offensive line. If you do that, because you were saying short passes opens up the running game. Running game opens up the playbook. Okay. For all those people, and I'm not trying to dime you out, Sharif, but he says, well, blah, 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 Chip's the problem. Okay. If the problem is Chip, then if those things work, and I say if those things work, then Chip's not the problem.
Yeah. I'm not gonna kick Chip in the face yet. He doesn't have the Patrick. He doesn't have Patrick Graham. He did like I got little pictures of Patrick Graham around my house so that my dog can do the leg lift, the paper leg lift. So he's got a target because that guy's on my S list. Really, really, really bad. I don't like the intensity that the Raiders have had on defense since he's been there. If you want to watch how defenses are played, watch the AFC North. Those are the teams that play. And how do they continually play like that? Because they always they're always coming with a lot of blitz looks all the time. And Jeremy Chin, gosh dang, watch it this weekend, man. I watched a ton of tape on Jeremy Chin. He's always 7 to 10 yards off the ball on pure passing plays. How many 3rd and 14s have we given up? I mean, it's just it's sickening already on there. Let's see, what do we got? Let me do all the people because I love destroying their names, and we'll come over to the Mad Bomber podcast. When your running back has to
make sure you are going over to the Mad Bomber podcast. That's this guy, Johnny.
Sponsored by Johnny's Donuts.
That's right.
I went to Johnny's Donuts on Sunday too, so we're gonna have a special report from the donut shop this week.
There you go.
But look, man, in the off season, and we'll talk about that in the off season comes. I got an eye on a lot of people this week, and I don't want to start saying we need this, because at the point right now, everybody wants Darian Porter to play, right? I mean, I
Yes.
do. I want to see Darian Porter play. Okay, we drafted Charles Grant and Caleb Rogers 99 and 98.
98 and 99. I was there.
Right.
98 and 99.
You were there. You were pimping your ride that night too, dude. You were all over the ESPN was all over you too. I just think that right now is a time to let's see what and again more Grant. I'd like to see more Grant. I mean, the guy was 3-time All-American, and the last 2 years he gave up 3 sacks. He dominated the Senior Bowl. Why not? Caleb Rogers, maybe. I mean, I don't know what they're doing, but people go, well, yeah, but I heard a couple of podcasters who I actually like saying, well, yeah, but if you throw them in the Wolves, and they'll have, you don't want to ruin their confidence. BS. They need to know what Myles Garrett feels like. So when they go in the off season, they know that they'd better do those tricep reps and getting in their speed reps, because the only way you can get better is get your ass kicked. See Mike Meyer. Remember when Crosby took him to town for the first practice? What are you going to do? Oh, no, here, sit back. We don't want to ruin your confidence. Look, these guys were the best players in their high school, the best players on their college teams. They're the best of the best. Don't treat them like they're little Johnny Marlboro pack playing rec ball Friday night. Okay, these kids can play their sport. Their craft is their craft. Let them get baptized. That's how we do it. Like we were back to Jack Besh putting his head on the wrong side of the defender, and him going, and then the defender, makes the tackle from the backside. All he's got to do is get that shoulder in the right spot. And you know what? He's going to look at that tape in the offseason and go, this is what I got to do to get better. You're not going to the playoffs, Raider fans. It's just not going to happen.
See, I agree with you, and put Grant out
and
there.
The other thing is that JPJ got his ass kicked by the perennial Pro Bowler in Chris Jones.
Oh,
he got his ass kicked and he got taken out of the game. Okay.
Yeah,
but you know what?
Like that.
You learn from that. Okay.
I didn't like that when
I didn't like it. Okay. I didn't like him getting pulled, but the only problem I have with this coaching staff, and this is and you can say what you want about Chip Kelly. I don't like Patrick Graham either. He's gone. But I'm not gonna shit all over Chip Kelly. Okay.
Not yet.
But the only thing I don't like about this coaching staff is there is a visual, discernible attitude towards Chip between the Raiders offensive coaches and JPJ. Okay, Chip Kelly says he's got a big old fucking head, and then he's probably has problems with Brendan Carroll. That's my issue. This is your best player. Okay, I'm not saying you have to kiss his ass, but you need to come to a consensus where you work together. Fuck, I worked with people that I didn't like for years. For years, I worked with people I didn't like. For years, I got along and we worked well together. Okay, there are people that I won't mention names that are other known Raider fans that I don't fucking like, but I will take it upon myself to at least acknowledge them and give them the old, hey, how you doing, real quick. But you need to work well together. JPJ is the best offensive lineman, to include Miller, on this team.
I agree.
Get him in the fucking game and don't fucking trade him when he is your best asset. I'm sorry there, Fester. I walked on you.
That's okay. No, you're absolutely right. You need to build, not bust. And you need to go ahead and put Grant in there. Put Grant on the right side. And this is where you need to, Chip Kelly, I hope you're listening, put those 2 tight end sets in. because that's going to help Grant on the side. It's going to help him, give him some support, let him build up his confidence, let him see what he's missing, but have that safety valve there. Same thing on the other side. So what your tight ends can do is they can stay in and block, or they can rub and be an outlet. The defense won't know which until it's too late. So
Yeah.
again, if you plan it right, you can have lots of off tackle plays. Genty can find some room to run on either side, or you can go ahead and send him in the as a decoy, and Kelly can then, or not Kelly, Geno Smith can then hit either of those tight ends coming off on a quick slant out. So again, Chip Kelly's got to plan this. If he does, he can build the confidence of his young offensive linemen and move the ball at the same time.
Ooh, I like this guy, 9502. Put Philbin in as offensive line coach. That makes more sense than Brendan Carroll.
Should have happened
because
already. Jack and I talked about this
I
last
said that
week.
last
This
night.
should have already been done. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe, you know what? Philbin should be the offensive line coach. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Abso-freaking-lutely. And again, if you're going to have $119 million.
Million dollars.
And what you know what? The first thing that old Harbaugh does is he gets a badass running back and Mekhi Becton after he's got Alt. And after watching Alt that last game, oh my. Well, he's already, if he stays healthy, yellow jacket guys, he's a monster.
Well, look what the Chargers did. They drafted Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt in consecutive years. And again, that's what you do. That's what you do. Jack and I
they got
talked about
Mekhi
this.
Becton.
You build the lines.
And then they went out and got Andre James. Well, 2 out of 3.
Well,
advantage.
three out of 4.
That's the Alex Kappa of the
you know.
Chargers. He's your Alex Kappa of the Chargers. We're not going to talk about the San Diego Chargers tonight. Not tonight.
Yeah.
But I'm back to the rookies. I'm talking. I mean, Grant. The Raiders were top 5 money this year and didn't do shit. Agreed. I think there's still money left. I agree with you. And linebackers right now, you got a Landon Roberts is a 3-down linebacker right now, and he's not a 3-down linebacker. You know, he was exposed in Kansas City being on the line. Put the Bergs in there. Try. They got to try something different. If you're the Raiders though, you kind of like Jamal Adams. I mean, that guy's playing with a lot of fire. I hope he doesn't get hurt because he plays like a man possessed,
Adams and White.
Yeah.
Jamal Adams and Devin White are playing beyond their fucking contract, and they actually want to play, and they're just showing what it takes to be a professional in this league. Both of them.
You know who I've seen drop in the last 3 games, and he was on fire at first, was Thomas Booker. Thomas Booker, I mean, he was what he and I know that the last game because Butler got hurt pregame, so he had to take a lot of the reps. And you know what? Last year, he was more of for Philly. He was more of a fill-in guy, And
when Booker doesn't have help, when Booker doesn't have somebody to step up alongside him, he's exposed.
He's exposed, and another guy who's really has to come out in the second half and show his 8 great games out of 34 is Malcolm Kuntz. Disappointment. Who? Malcolm, exactly. Who? Number 51. Everybody was that guy's big. That guy's getting a paycheck.
On the milk carton. I did see his milk carton because I haven't seen him. I saw the milk carton. And again,
he's the new.
By the way, we blew money. We blew money on him.
New 50 who?
Go ahead.
He's the new 50 who.
50 who?
No, I respect 50 who. I respect 50 who. I wouldn't even begin to. I mean, I make fun of 50 who, but he's 50 what?
Yeah,
he's 50 what?
Who was our best? Who was our best player last year on the outside besides Max Crosby? One player of the month this year. Defensive player of the month. Levon
Snow?
Chason.
Oh, Chason. Okay. Yeah.
I was, you
Well,
know
he
what?
went, and the thing
They
is,
kept Snowden, but they let Chason run, and it was. I think
It
what
was a
they did is
mistake.
they went like this: Kuntz, Chason,
Yeah.
Kuntz, Chason, and you know what? I don't blame for Spy Tech because it was like Chason wasn't very good in Carolina. He came here, had one hell of a year. I mean, he had a really good year. Him and Laulu at the end of the year were really carrying our defense, and Chason now is defensive player of the month.
All right. Hey, guys, I've got to
yeah.
dash.
Well,
Let me say one more thing.
wrong. They picked wrong. Yes, sir.
Let me say one more thing. So I hope that everybody tunes into the game. Like I said before, I think this is a prime opportunity for the Raiders to have a home field advantage, a definitive home field advantage. I hope they take advantage of that. If they can get a double-digit win, maybe that can give them the momentum to go into the next 3 games. If by some chance we were able to get onto a 4-game winning streak, and I know laugh now, but again, this would be the time to do it. Uh, we could end up with a 6-5 record going into the stretch of the season. Now, this is exactly where a lot of us thought that they would be, but it's an uphill climb. But they can do it. They'll have to
I
take it one
agree.
week at a time. But each of these 4 games coming up are winnable games. The Raiders have to treat them as winnable games, not to pack it in and say, oh, we just have to keep it close. I think that's what they've been looking at doing the last few games is just trying to keep it close and then maybe try to find a way to win at the end. They have to take the bull by the horns and get it done.
Man coverage.
Yeah, exactly.
Man
All right, listen,
coverage.
guys, I will catch the rest of you all later, but have a great week. Jack, have safe travels, and let's have some luck, and hopefully next week we'll be talking some good talk, and we'll
Love
have
it.
a little
Yeah.
bit of hope.
We'll have
Maybe
more
that light
fun
bulb
next week.
will
We're gonna
actually
have
be
fun.
maybe that light bulb will actually be lit next week.
You know, I'm gonna send it to you on Amazon.
I'm gonna get it on Amazon. Never, we got that covered.
That
Listen,
would be
guys,
the
take care.
best.
Have a great one.
Okay,
We'll
man.
talk
Take
soon.
care.
Thanks.
Thanks again. There, Raider
You got me for
Fester.
10. You got me for
And
10 more minutes, and then I got to go pick my wife up.
Okay,
So
I'm letting you have it for 10 minutes. You go, because I'll come in after you.
So what I want to see this game from the start is that our special teams have been playing well the last 2 games. If we can we bank on it to be fixed? It seems like they did bring a couple guys off the practice squad to come up, and one of the Bergs came in and did a real good job. So let's go ahead and say, you guys obviously haven't watched any Jacksonville games. I did. I watched the game against the Rams. Yeah, I did watch that game. I did, and they looked horrible. Um, I did watch that game. They've looked decent in other games, but if they are a plus 20 turnover. So, and if you're having that many turnovers, your record should indicate it a little bit more. You know, I remember 3 weeks ago, Liam Cohen was the smartest coach in the NFL, and Trevor Lawrence was the #1 quarterback in the NFL. So they're an up and down team, and I think that that happens with the new coach, and I'll go ahead and give them that. But if if the Raiders don't play Darian Porter this weekend, it's going to really bother me. And if worst case scenario, he's coming in on every other sets of downs, because I telling you right now, if you're an offensive coordinator for the Jaguars, you want to go up, and the first thing that number 16 is going to look for is where's number 36. Right off the bat, if it's a passing down, you're going to look right at the passing down. Another guy that scares me is Etienne. If our linebackers aren't able to, and seriously, I would love to see the Raiders play a lot more man defense, and let their linebackers and their front four do a little bit more power rushing, and not so much of this drop max into coverage. I don't understand that. That's what's really got me soured on on our D coordinator, Patrick Graham. Same thing with Malcolm Coons. He drops him into coverage. You'll see a lot of Jacksonville doing the same thing, which Maybe they feel like it works better for them. I don't know, but it doesn't work good for us. If Max Crosby's playing, um, an outside linebacker going out, I mean, if they're trying to reincarnate Ted Hendricks, it's not going to happen. Max Crosby's best is when he's on the 9 technique, when he's outside the tackle, outside the tight end, and giving a full end rush. Because two things happen: he's so damn fast and so damn tall that you're not going to get around him on a run, and he's going to come in from the backside every time. Unless you're a left-handed quarterback, he likes that right side. He plays well on the right side. Adam Butler needs to come up on a big game, and I'll tell you what. If Darian Porter comes in, and I'm going to show it tomorrow night on the sample size that I've seen on Darian Porter, he plays a wonderful technique, perfect technique. His eyes are always in the backfield. Eric Stokes is the same thing. Eric Stokes is not a bad DB. Both of those guys need to be on the field at the same time. I don't know what they'll do with the nickel. Darnay Holmes is off and on. He scares me. I mean, he right in front of us, Jack. He let Rashid Rice come right past him. I mean,
Yep.
it wasn't even looking for him. So that's what's gonna dictate this game. Our defense is gonna have to blitz Trevor Lawrence until we can establish a solid pass with our front four. So Patrick Graham can't do the cover 3. He can't rely on his front four to put pressure on if they're not going to put pressure. And the offensive line for Jacksonville is very, very, very good. They're not getting the Tennessee Titans this weekend. So they're a lot more like the Colts. So that's the thing that I'm going to be watching when I'm at the game at the top of 246. But I'm also again. One carry for Ashton Genty in the first 15 plays is not going to do it. They're going to have to, you know what? Shorten the game, run the ball. Shorten the game, run the football. Hit your Bowers. You said it best, Jack. It's got to be Bowers and it's got to be Genty this week. They got to set the tone, and that's going to open up Geno. I would like to see. We're going to see if they're going to do a lot more under center plays, or if they're just going to go ahead and keep running the plays out of the shotgun, which I don't think that's I don't think on first and second down that's a smart play. But that's kind of where I am with this team, and it's we have to get into Trevor Lawrence's. The quarterback has to go down, and I think that's a good point. Graham is doing cover 3 to appease Carroll. I get that. But in the last 2 weeks, in the last 2 games, they've actually reduced their cover 3. We were the number 1 cover 3 team. And I think that Darian Porter would be a better cover 3 corner. I'll show tomorrow night on my podcast that Darian Porter does know how to take angles away, and he does know how to look in the backfield all the time, where Caillou Blue does not look in the backfield all the time. He's trying to dance with the receiver, and it's just not going to work. He's doesn't have the skills. He's not Mike Haynes. He's not Lester Hayes, and he sure in the hell isn't Deion Sanders.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I want to see more Darian Porter. I want to see more Porter with Stokes, and Lonnie Johnson. I want to see because he's available. I want to see him over. Actually, pick a safety. I don't care who they take out, because if it's Polamalu or if it's Chin, one of them needs to be taken out right now, because we have 2 strong safeties and no free safeties since the beginning of this season. And we need to have somebody that can actually cover. And I think in theory, that's Lonnie Johnson.
I think so.
Take the lesser of the 2 evils out, and I think it'll probably be Polamalu taken out, and I think Chin will be playing strong, and we'll see if that works, because right now I don't want to see Polamalu and Chin in the same backfield at all. Period.
It's not working. It's not working. Polamalu takes really bad angles. He takes really bad angles. But that's, I mean, the realist, if you make some good points with that, said Jaguars 31-16. Screenshot.
I will do a screenshot. Okay,
screenshot.
I'm
Hey
getting
man,
ready.
everybody's got their opinions. I mean, I have a friend of
I will
mine
do a
that's made a lot of money.
screenshot.
Betting.
Yep.
Keep that one. I want to hold on to that one.
Okay. I got.
All right, and
I
then
did.
last,
I got it. I will send it to you.
yes, I want to. I want that. That could be my intro on
There
Sunday
you go.
after the game. Also, like one of your guys said, the quarterback must go down. Number 9502. Totally
Bob.
agree with that. Must go down. Must go down hard, especially Trevor Lawrence because he's a sissy little gringo. You hit that guy hard, and all of a sudden he gets happy feet. He's a lot. He's not a guy that he's a guy that plays with confidence. And if you're giving him those 2-3 yard throws and stuff, he'll get it going. He'll get it going. So he has to go down. He has to go down hard. So, and I'm saying right now, you can Raiders will win this game. I think that the Carroll Davis and the George Atkinson effect. I always believe in that, and I believe that that's been talked about. And I think the Raiders off a bye, the Jacksonville coming across the country again. You know, people talk about the Raiders getting screwed on travel. Jacksonville just came back from London, and now they're on the road again. So this is a good time to get them, and they just got destroyed. So there's some really good tape that I'm going to show tomorrow night on Trevor Lawrence, and all it is now it's just up to playing clean football. If we don't have any turnovers, it'll be the Raiders 27, Jacksonville 13. They will get a touchdown and 2 field goals. That's what I feel. And I feel that I'm not saying that because I'm a homer, although I am a homer.
Oh,
I
no, I
am
mean,
a homer.
we're all analysts here. It's like if people think that they're calling me like an asshole because I'm saying how horrible the Raiders are playing. I look at the fucking field every game. I said they're playing horribly, and I want to see some effort.
Well, you know what people don't understand, Jack, is you and I are at the games, and that's not a knock on anybody that doesn't go to the games. But there's you can feel the certain intensity that you can see, and you can see players that are wide open. You can see players that miss a play. You can see players that are out of position, and so that really don't come up on the screen. So it's different. It's different when you see it live, and if anybody has any metal to talk about what's going on in the field, it's yourself.
No, I appreciate that because apparently, people are saying I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No,
Okay.
that's definitely not the case. I got to watch a game with you, the whole game, and I remember that play when on special teams that happened right in front of us, and we both looked at each other like, "Holy guacamole! Those dudes are so big and so strong." Guys, this is the first time I've ever sat in row one, and I got to sit with the cap here. I cannot imagine. I mean, how fast this game is and how strong and how hard these guys hit. It's unbelievable. Where I stand, it's like almost watching it on TV, at the games. And
Right.
you can see like plays developing because I stand more in the end zone, corner of the end zone, and I can see plays developing and guys who miss things.
I didn't do it. Hopefully Bomber will come back. Hopefully he'll come back. Up. I did not bounce him. I did not bounce him. Maybe he was at the end of he said he got about 10 minutes worth of, maybe he was on 10 minutes of battery. Maybe he had a Kenna moment. But I got the screen. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm bringing you back on. I was going to say, I did not bounce him. I did not bounce him.
The quarterback must go down and go down hard. God, I love that guy right there. I just screenshot that from my intro for tomorrow night. Mr. Abu Boo.
Bob Standard.
Bob Standard. Bob Standard that's the Budweiser play of the game right there, dog. Right there. All right, Jack. I will talk with you soon. Let's go hook up when I will be in Vegas early. I'm leaving my house at 4 a.m. Good thing that California has fall backwards, or what is it? Fall
Oh yeah,
back.
yeah. Is that this weekend?
That's Saturday night. I'm going on a date with my beautiful wife, and we're
Oh,
gonna go out. So by the time I get home and the time I get up, I get an extra hour of sleep. So, and I'm actually gonna go. I'm actually gonna meet Darth Vader for the first time. A friend of mine is going to his tailgate that he has, and I'm gonna
yeah.
actually meet him. Have you ever heard of a Sith Raider?
Yeah, I know. I've heard Sith
Okay.
Raider. Yeah.
Okay, I get to meet those guys. I heard they have one hell of a tailgate. I just go high and by because I got to get in, early to stake my claim in the corner of the end zone and get my hot dogs.
I was gonna say, how cheap are the tickets? I don't know. Free.
$68. 68. They're at $68 right now.
So
Um,
Johnny knows.
Yeah,
68
because
bucks.
because a friend of mine wants to go, and we already have two of us in the hotel room. I said, "Hey, dude, $68, and then we'll bring you a one of those blow up beds, that we can put in the hotel room." And I mean, this is the cheapest game you can go to right now.
Yeah, the other game was cheap. Yeah, and then Anna Diaz confirms that tickets are cheap. So
If you're in
this
Vegas, man, you got to go.
and here's the other thing is that if you're a Raider fan, you need to come out for this game. I want to make sure that it's totally black. I want to
Yeah,
see
just
a blackout. I want to see a
yeah.
blackout.
Pete Carroll said you have to be out there, so you have to compete your way to the game.
Here we go. And
All
Anna,
right,
by the way, when I come out, Anna, I'm coming out tomorrow night. Anna, let me know what you guys are doing tomorrow, and hopefully I get a chance to see Anna. And by the way, I want to say, oh, she's still in isolation. Crap. Okay, I want to give the greatest bit of respect for Miss Anna Diaz, that's here below me. Anna Diaz has been a member of my channel. I think it's going on 4 or 5 years. Okay, because she keeps giving like the whatever it is. I owe her like extra rewards, and I stopped doing that, and I need to stop doing that. But I want to hats off to my favorite person, Miss Anna Diaz, who is going through a bunch of medical stuff. And again, I hope you get better.
Prayers
Anna,
for you, sweetie. Prayers for you.
when you are ready, I definitely want to see Anna out there and with the kisses, because I love Anna Diaz to death, and I want to make sure that I gave her the shrift that she's needed. So I love Anna, and thank you for that, Anna. And
Okay,
she's my gal.
before I go, I want to tell your great fans, if you ever go to a game with Captain Jack, all I can tell you is you will not go more than 5 feet without somebody taking a picture or somebody coming up. And this gentleman says hello to everybody. Kansas City fans were in love with the Cap here. And I still have video. I got to send it to you. We got to this Raider. Tailgate, which was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. This guy was like Jesus. He was parting of the Red Sea, and it was red. It was fun. I'm laughing the whole time, and it's like, "Hey, is that Captain Jack?" I go, "Yeah, that's Captain Jack." Oh man, I got to take a picture with him. And I'm like, "Okay, well, get in line." But he got this one tailgate where who are the two ladies that gave us a ride back? I forget their names. Great ladies.
Yeah, that was Dolores and Anna Marie.
And then the dude that was in the back seat that we all witnessed the car wreck from
Oh,
hell.
what a car wreck! Oh my God, folks, leaving the game, and because I've never really had a chance, because thank God I haven't been in too many wrecks, but we witnessed a car wreck, and the thud and the audible thud in front of us. It was like, wow. What
right in
the?
front of us. We saw the car bags go off. This is, I don't know, that one fool, the dude in the Tesla, was trying to cross the road, and because we were going some back roadway, and then it
Yeah.
kind of got backed up, and this dude didn't have any patience, so he went into one lane, and the dude said, "Okay, cool." And then as he went into the next lane, this fool hit this guy going about a lot. I don't even, and I'm not a
It's
CHP,
going a lot.
and a lot. And all I saw was airbags go off. And for us, it was good news because it stopped traffic and we got to
Yeah,
get
it
out of there.
enabled us to get the fuck out and go because the guys in front of us, they weren't going anywhere, but because of the accident, we just kept going. It's like, hey, thank you for the assist, brother. And
Yeah,
you know,
and I remember getting to the hotel room being very hungry. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But I can tell you that the back to the tailgate party when Captain Jack got there, it was 70, 80 people got around Jack, and they took the picture, and then the Raiders went off, and it was kind of cool that was happening. I mean, you used to see it in Oakland, but all the Chief fans came over and started taking pictures of the Raider fans, like saying Raiders. It was an own little, it was like they took over this whole area. And it was because of this guy with the gray beard there. Everybody was in love with the Capster. He was, remember we were walking by and there was that Chief dude that was all faced up. He had the paint. We remember we were walking in, and that guy came up to me, and he goes like this. I love that guy. He is one of the nicest guys. I fucking dig this guy. And I was like, I'll take a picture with him, man. He'll say yes. And you know what? You are such a good person. You talk to everybody, looked him everybody in the eye, and I'll tell you what. That's what I love about you, man. You really significantly wear the shield like it's supposed to be wore in someone else's backyard. And I mean, I was so impressed. And thanks again. I love it. I mean, I had a great time.
we'll
Had a
do it
great
again.
time.
We'll do it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll do it for another uh, an away game. Definitely not Kansas City until we have a team that is
We're
worthwhile.
not going back there to compete.
Maybe we can maybe go like Q39. Go like we'll stop by Kansas City on the way back for maybe an East Coast game. We'll go there for a night and we'll hit Q39 and then we'll go our respective ways. Maybe we'll do that because Q39 was the bomb.
Yeah. I'm taking my wife there. I don't care. We're gonna do a camp. I'm gonna go see. I gotta take my wife to Kansas City. She would love it. But anyway, all right, Cap. I gotta go pick up the wife. Love you, brother. Hey, thanks to everybody out there. If you guys got time tomorrow night, Mad Bomber podcast, we break down a lot of tape. I'm going to show you a lot of Darian Porter tomorrow, and I'm going to show you a lot of Geno Smith, and I'm going to show you a lot of Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence. I'm trying to get a job as the defensive coordinator next year. So I'm doing my due diligence.
Better than friggin' Graham. That's
all right, guys. See ya.
Hey,
bye,
thanks,
Cap.
Johnny. Bye, brother. You take care. Johnny of the Mad Bomber podcast. I love, man. It's like I have, and I appreciate. It's touching. It's touching when people say such things. And I'm glad that Juan and you are doing okay. You need to wake him up to get ready for work. But hanging out with Johnny, like I said, I saw Raider Fester for a whole 20 seconds in DC. I wanted more, but it was like we got together, we took a picture, and then he had to go. But people are telling me, and I mean this is true, that I need to take care of my health, and I appreciate that, and I'm trying to take care of my health, like Anna is trying to take care of her health, and Juan is trying to take care of his health, and Hot Neil is trying to take care of his health, but I love being out with family I love being with family and friends and going to see people, and that makes me feel good. And I'm glad to see that Hot Neil is back home. One of our defense coordinators will be, Bob. That's the question of the day, and for saying it's Chip's issue. I don't think so. I don't think it is a Chip. I think it's a personnel issue. I think that it really is the fact that our offensive line couldn't block a wet paper bag with shit on it. How you have like the bags of shit that you like put on fire, and you're stomping them out. You're stomping out shit. Well, technically they would be wet, but they would be wet with gasoline. They can't block them. This team needs a revamped offensive line so that the quarterback, and again, Geno's not the greatest, but we do need a quarterback, but Geno's a filler. But it's the, Graham's gone. What's the score? Did I win the bet? Lost what? I don't what score? I don't remember what the bet was on that, Hot Neil. I'm pretty sure if you would have won, somebody would have told me you won. But I do know, I do know that you said that with the Raiders winning 9 games, you lost that bet. You lost that bet. I think you owe me money, but you just got out of the hospital. I'm not going to take money from a guy who just got out of the hospital. So anyway, I want to thank Johnny for his kind words. 12-9. No, you lost that bet, dude. You lost that bet. No way the Raiders are going to have, that many wins. You lost that bet already, I think. I think they'd have to win the remaining games. And that ain't going to happen. If it does happen, you win. Anyway, thanks to Johnny, thanks to Fester and everybody else who comes in. Again, thanks to Anna for coming in. Bob Stannard. I'm not going anywhere yet. But and if you would like to come in and talk about what you would like to talk about, Hot Neil, do not come in because you need rest like I need rest. Do not come in, Hot Neil. I'm going to put the link up. Hot Neil, you need rest like I need rest. You need to get rest. I'm going to put in I know it's you. I know you. Yeah, you lost the bet, Hot Neil. That's fine. But hit the link if you have something else you want to talk about tonight, because as soon as this is over, and I got about half an hour, I got to start packing. I'm watching Michael Vick coach. Is that Norfolk State? Yeah, Michael Vick is coaching Norfolk State. I don't know who is coaching Delaware State, but it's an Eagle. It's another Eagle. I remember Norfolk State when I was in Norfolk. If you have anything else you want to talk about, please come in. If not, I will go and be quicker on the. Now you take care. Thank you there, Hot Neil. Have a good trip. But Sharif, if Sharif can go on 9, yeah, I know. Yeah, you lost that bet. I think now technically is the okay. So we have how many more games left? We are 2-5, right? There were 2-5, so we got 7. You got 10 games left. So in order to win 9. We would have to win 7 of the next 10. So, Hot Neil, if they lose more than 3 games, you definitely have lost the bet. If you want to come into the show, you can do that. Otherwise, I'm going to start packing. Wow, Delaware State is 5-3. Michael Vick took over the Norfolk State team. Obviously, a rebuilding year. And I'm going to say I didn't think they were going to win 9 games, but I thought maybe 7. I was stupid. I was dumb. Oh, that was a block. Okay. I was wondering what the hell that was. That was a block. Notice no posts from Dodgers fans in 2 days. Yeah, I did notice that. I'm not celebrating yet because the last time I celebrated early, and I'll tell you what it was. And you people that have known me, and I've said this before, when Atlanta was beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and they cut to a picture of Bill Parcells on the screen. And my buddy sent me that picture of the screen capture of Bill Belichick looking miserable. And you guys know who it is. It's Doc. Doc, the Patriots fan. He goes, I'm sure you are enjoying this. And I said, fuck yes, I'm enjoying this. God, I can't stand Belichick and Brady and blah, 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 blah. The minute that I said that, they started coming back. So that Super Bowl's on me. Not on the Patriots or not on the Falcons. It's because I overstepped my bounds. So it looks like nobody wants to come in. That's fine. I am going to do the, and yes, I've seen we are what, 3-7 out of the bye? Is it like that, 3-7? So there's that. I'm going to go get my stuff packed. I want to say thank you to Anna Diaz for coming in. Thank you for Sharif, Hot Neil, Bob Stannard, and obviously thank you to Fester and Johnny for coming in to sharing the show. Raider BAL. Ahoy to you as well. I thought maybe Navman might have been on. Oh, Bill Wallenser was here. We'll be there, Cap. We actually going to be part of the flag ceremony. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Bill. I'm just seeing this now. So if you're still here, I apologize. I just saw it now. December 7th for the Donkeys. I'll be there for the Donkeys. Maybe Cleveland. And Anna, it says you're still in isolation. Yeah. Take care. When you are not, let's go out for dinner. Let's go out for dinner. Ace Brown. Oh, yeah. I can't. That extra hour of sleep is going to be great. And thank you again for Matt Marinovich for always being here. With this offensive line, Matt, you are correct. No. AOC 12 needs to be able to throw quick passes. If he can, then he can be the quarterback here. But he takes too long. So if I'm missing people, I'm going to go back. Ace was, I think we are 3-7 after the bye week. We have a shitty bye week record. You would think that it's like, come on. And Philbin should be our offensive line coach. Eddie Winchell, thank you as well. And I gave Eddie his due. I said, "Hey, did you notice, Eddie, did that these are actually large enough that you can actually see them?" Rosedown Mike was here. Greg Lira was here. Thank you, Greg. Sharif, we've seen. Greg was here. I'm going through Ace Brown. Chewy, yeah, Chewy was here. And Ace actually asked, "Is Mad healthy?" I haven't seen the injury report. I don't know. I do not know. Was it? That is Jolly Roger. Jolly Roger was in here as well. Was that God above all? God above all. We winning this game. I hope you're right, God. I don't know about betting on it. And Jack was, Jack's been here. And I agree with Jack. Show up and show out for the memory of Carol Davis, the memory of George Atkinson. Remember that, Doug Martin just died last week, too. So having said that, I don't think I've gotten any more comments. And thank you there, Anna. I'll when you get available, I'll find out the day for everything will be okay. Baby, I hope that you will be wonderful. You take care of yourself, and until then, folks, we will see you. Oh, okay, yay! I'm glad you popped in because I was about ready to shut it down.
Hi everybody.
How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad you popped in. As I was about ready to play my outro. So I'm definitely
Yeah, no,
sticking
I
around
thought
for a
I'd
while.
pop
And again,
in.
I meant I meant everything I said. My number one person on the channel, and I owe you like different, like placards and things like that, because that kind of gotten by the wayside. I think I have like 9 members, but I was looking there. It's like, and you've been there for like 5 years. It looks like something like that.
Yeah,
So
it's been quite a while. It's been a journey, an awesome journey. I
yes,
love
well,
it.
I appreciate you. I say you are definitely my. Matt Marinovich is number one in comments, and Furpo's number one in comments, but you're number one as far as being there as a channel subscriber. I want to thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. Gotta support my people somehow.
Well,
Yeah,
and support you. That's what I want to know, and that's why I said when you're well, I got to go out and we got to do a meal. And Angelos is talking about China Mama. So when you're ready, and if you can do that,
ooh, China Mom was good.
yeah, China Mama. So let's plan on that when you're ready.
Yeah, I gotta get some blood work done next week, and then the day before Thanksgiving, I'll find out if there will be any changes. I had to delay my treatment because I have to have some type of immune system because what I get, it's called a B cell therapy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a level below uh, chemo. And what it is I get donated antibodies, um, and they infuse it with the necessary medications and everything, and then it's a 4-hour infusion. Well, I don't have a strong enough immune system to battle what occurs during that infusion and stuff. So my immune system is just basically not there, and I have to, whenever I go out, sometimes I have to wear a mask. I have to be cautious around sick people because if you got it, I'll get
Yeah.
it. So, but But overall, just here, been watching football, hockey, baseball, whatever I can to get me through the day and stuff like that. And there's been a lot going on, but like I said, as long as I have those sports, I'm entertained and
Good,
everything. But
good.
there are times I just want to throw my shoes at the TV. But I'm doing
Yeah.
okay on my fantasy league, though. I'm doing
Well,
okay.
you know what? I will say this because if you don't know, I can't stand fantasy football, and I berate everybody that has fantasy teams. I'm like, really? But, and here's my but, Anna. If it's good for you, you are the only person that I can say, I hope your fantasy team is doing well. I'm just going to
This
say that.
is this is my first year doing it. I hadn't, like I tell them, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. And then of course, they're asking me, well, what's your secret? And I tell them, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So, but I can't complain though. It's been fun so far. Whatchamacallit, the weather here in Vegas is going to be amazing. I mean, you guys are going to enjoy it. It may be warm if you're in full gear. Um, so when you're in your uniform, you it may be a little bit warm, but it'll be comfortable.
I tell you, in Kansas City, it was warm. It was warm 2 weeks ago. So I dealt with it. So no worries there. At least Vegas will probably be cooler.
Yeah, it'll be cooler, but like I said, it'll be I believe 81 around there. So for Vegas terms, it's pretty decent weather
Hmm.
and stuff, and everybody, uh, like I said, this weekend, huh? Oh, he liked it. He liked it. Yeah, everybody. What do we got this weekend? There's a couple of big events going on this weekend here in Vegas, so it's going to be pretty busy.
When is
Um,
when is the Grand Prix? I want to miss that week.
that is going to be November, I think the weekend of the 11th, I think. I think that's going to be the weekend of the 11th, because they've already closed off the Bellagio fountains. They've already started draining the canal at Venetian. All the lights are going up, so you are going to be dealing with a lot of traffic headaches. So prepare for that, whether you're taking an Uber or if you're driving. Be aware of all the
But
construction going on around the strip.
but see, I think that's an off week. I think because I know that the Broncos game is Thursday, and then the 11th is it's either right after or right before. I have to look.
Yeah, I forgot what the dates were, but also too, fair warning, ha no, Flamingo and Paradise. No, what is it? No, not Paradise. Flamingo and Harmon, I believe. That's the area you're going to have to be very concerned about because they started putting up the temporary bridge,
Hmm.
and there's been a lot of lane closures and there's been a lot of headaches. And now, right now is when they're doing around the clock installments of the lighting, the grandstands, the fixtures around the strip for Formula One. And oh, and this weekend also too, it's NHRA this weekend as well, and that is at the Speedway. So that's going
Okay.
on as well. And then the I believe it's the RNC this weekend as well. So there's a lot of activities going on. It's going to be a huge crowd. It, what they're projecting is that, everything, you know, expect delays, expect wait times, restaurants rate wait times, and everything.
That's every
And
weekend.
so,
Yeah.
actually, not really, not really. There's been some weekends where it's been very quiet,
Uh-huh.
which is almost eerie. And then I don't know if a lot of people got in. They had a huge advertisement to where they had a week of sales on hotel rooms, and they said it was a very successful week in room reservations and everything. So they're trying to get more people, to come to Vegas and everything. I don't know what the room prices are this weekend. I haven't even, looked or anything like that, but I do
Now,
know that starting tomorrow, it will be busy.
okay. And Bob, I see you back there. I will try to get you in quickly. I don't want to keep
Okay.
but I want to try to get under 2 hours, because then I need to go and pack as well. But I did want to make sure that I had Anna come in. And
But
I
anyway, so you have a safe trip. Everybody that's coming to Vegas, have a safe trip. Drive in. Hi,
and
Bob.
Hi.
there's Bob.
This is what the fantasy championship looks like, Anna.
I hope this year for a first timer, and stuff, but I can't complain. It's my first time. At least I know what to expect. I did lose
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill. He was one of my fantasy guys who was giving me some buku points, but now that he's gone, I had to replace him. And then, of course, my quarterback, um, uh, Murray. Of course, he was out for a little bit, so I ended up grabbing the China doll, Aaron Rodgers,
I
and
uh
he's gotten me
I
some decent points, so I can't complain.
I had Cam Scatterboo and then that nasty injury.
Yeah, at first I got kind of worried because I did see that Mayers was it showed on his which I have him as one of my fantasy that he was out, but now he's showing active, so I'm going okay, I don't have to worry
Yeah,
about getting him replaced.
I'm 5-3 right now, but the reason why I lost last week is because all my good players were on the bench on a bye week. So I got Sonic and Hedgehog from the Detroit Lions, Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, this is my first year, so it's a first, and I'm kind of enjoying it. There's actually four of us that are in first place right now, and I'm one of them.
Well,
Nice.
good.
So, so I'm just going, okay, we'll see what happens. But anyways, I'll let you go so you can get on with Bob. Good to see you all. Safe travels to everybody and enjoy. And let's just get that win.
Yeah. Good seeing you,
Yeah, and
Anna.
you
Mwah.
you get well, and we'll see you. Like I said, we'll do a China Mama run in December, hopefully.
Hopefully, yes.
In the
Okay, take care,
Okay.
everybody. Good night.
You take care, darling. Anna Diaz, thank you. Bob, you got about 9 minutes.
Oh,
Okay.
that's fine. I just wanted to really show her the championship. I'd be like, hey, if this is what you're playing for. Yeah.
And Matt Marinovich was saying that there's a number 15. Is that for Jeff Hofstetler, or is that like just like because you on your belt? You said there's a 15 on your belt.
Oh no, it just randomly on eBay or something. Or Amazon. We there's different championship belts that they're already made, and they just what it is.
Yeah, I will. You will never find. I will never be wearing one of those. I don't have to worry about that, because again, I don't have time in the world. For folks that have fantasy, great. But and I say this and I mean it. If you're in 9 fucking fantasy leagues at the same time, get a fucking life. Get a life. And there are people that have that.
I think the most I've ever been in is like 2, but right now
Yeah.
I'm just sticking with the 1 I have because I've had success lately with it. So I'm just focused on that league right now.
Okay. And any thoughts on this weekend's game, Bob? And again, and by the way, you were called out for positive comments by Johnny. It's Bob Standard that said, yeah. And it's
Oh
like
yeah, I
we
heard
need
that. That's awesome.
an offense. I don't think that Chip Kelly is the problem right now. I don't think Chip Kelly is the problem. We will see, but I think you have to have all. I mean, you can't win a game of chess if all your pieces aren't there. Now, I think that Chip
That's
Kelly has a
true.
problem with JPJ. That I agree with. But I don't think that he is the ultimate problem. I don't know. But
Yeah,
what's your thoughts on that, Bob?
I just hope our defense and our offense shows up. We need this another victory. We need to have fun. We need to get back to Raider winning ways and stuff, not this, like while we've been down for the past 5, 10, 20 years, we need to get back to having that success. And it's just right now, us diehard Raider fans, it sucks just every year being hyped, and then we come to the season and our coaching staff or the players just don't care, and we're there trying to help out, or we're on TV trying to help them out, and you just can't go. It's horrible.
I agree. Well, Bob, I hope that you will give positive empathy towards all of us, and I appreciate you popping in. NorCal again, right? Up in NorCal.
Yeah, Humboldt County, about 2.5 hours or so away from Oregon.
Okay. One of these days, I will try to get up there because I know it's beautiful up there.
Oh yeah, redwood forest, a lot of nature, a lot of ocean, a lot of beach, different like not just beaches, but there's redwood forests and stuff, other things to do too.
Yeah. Well, you take care of Northern California for me. No more fires. I'm gonna knock wood. No more fires up there. And you take care of you. And I know you got your woodworking business as well. So maybe we'll do some of that and have some. Maybe I'll find something to hang up in here as well.
Oh yeah, man, that's awesome. I appreciate that, and my wood signs have been doing good, and just working and doing my league bowling right now, so it's fun.
Okay. Well, you do well in your fantasy league. Okay. Again, good on you. Or whatever. You do you.
Yeah.
You do you. I'll say that. But hey, Bob, thanks for stopping in, brother. You be well.
You too, brother.
All right. That's Bob Stannard, and he's gonna pop, and I'm gonna pop, and Ed, don't go nowhere. I'm gonna give you a call immediately after this. Don't go nowhere, Ed. And good night. See, even Anna says good night to everybody. So I'm gonna pop. I'm going to do the outro. I appreciate everybody. Like, share, like, share. I appreciate it. Get this out to everybody. And then after I'm done, I'm going to talk to Ed, but then I'm going to pack. I got to pack. So we will see y'all. Take care. And let's get that fucking win on Sunday. I want to see it. Arr! Fucking bear. I want to see it. Arr.